Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Let's talk with the Saw right here on Superlative Radio. Today we are talking about Marvel Studios' What If Episode 4, titled What If Doctor Strange Had Lost His Heart Instead of His Hands? So,
what a happy episode.
They got literally everybody that was a major actor in the Doctor Strange movie to reprise their roles. Rachel McAdam, Benedict Cumberbatch, whatever the hell his name is, Tilda Swinton, like everybody, like they got them all, which was really cool. So basically, in this universe where Doctor Strange is, he actually is going to that same place he was going in his movie, but he was going with, of course, Rachel McAdams' character. Him and her were dating. And basically something very similar happened, the accident with his Lamborghini going off the road or whatever, only she died and he didn't get hurt. So, of course, he goes on to become Doctor Strange, and of course he wants to try to figure out how he can save her, and of course he keeps doing the whole thing. It's the very similar plot to
Wells.
It's the almost exact plot from The Time Machine, where the guy keeps trying to go back and stop.
That's what I thought. I was thinking very H.G. Wells.
He goes back and tries to stop, of course, the death, but you can't because as it gets explained to him, it's an absolute. It's one of those things that no matter how you try to fix it, and it shows all these different ways he tries to change things. He gets her to drive once. He goes a different route. Doesn't matter. There's one time instead of going, they just go to a restaurant. It gets robbed. She gets shot. Doesn't matter. She dies regardless. So his goal becomes how to gain enough power so that he can break an absolute. Because he knows that, according to Cagliostro, it can be done. So, of course, he goes down this really dark path
you think?
To figure out how he's going to do it. So eventually he just starts absorbing all these creatures and supernatural entities and stuff to gain all their power. And come to find out that the Ancient One had split him so that he could fight himself, to stop himself from what he was doing. And of course, when the two of them meet and they fight, the cape fight was funny. The two capes fighting. Yeah. But it turned out that, no matter what happened, of course, he was doomed. And he beat his good self. The evil one beat his good self. His whole universe ended up getting destroyed, and he basically got imprisoned and basically looks like a crystalline mirror universe version of, and when I say mirror, I mean like the mirror that she teaches about, smashing through the mirrors and stuff. It looks like one of those, like a little, and it's just big enough for him by the very end of it, and that's it. And that's how his universe goes on.
Very, very happy ending.
Yeah, it was very dark. It was very, very dark. Fantastic episode, though, but very dark. And just shows what happens when you screw around too much with time, right?
Yep.
Like, it's one of those things where you're not supposed to mess with time, and there's a reason for that. So it kind of makes you think.
Enjoy the time you have.
It kind of makes you think, is if time travel in our own reality, like this reality we all live in, if that is actually true. Now, we know you can travel forward in time and not just by living moment to moment. You can travel forward in time. By going fast enough, you can actually jump ahead in time. And theoretically, you can go back in time by going past the speed of light, technically. That's how they kind of figure it or whatever. But if time travel is a thing, could it be that there's all these different things that people talk about? So like they talk about the Mandela effect, where people are maybe from alternate universes or whatever, remember things differently. But maybe the reason we don't see... Now, I mean, obviously, if time is altered, of course, we wouldn't know, because you know the ripple of time would flow through, and you would just adjust to whatever that timeline is. But what if it is that the reason is if time travel is real, if you go back and you try changes, you can't, because everything that does happen is an absolute. So maybe all time travelers are actually capable of doing, if they can go back in time, is just viewing things.
Yeah, that would be the only thing
Like
logically.
they could go back and they could view something, but they can't. No matter what they do, they can't change it.
the outcome. Yeah. Like, you can't go back and stop Kennedy from being assassinated.
Yeah, or you can't go back and stop Hitler.
Yeah,
it doesn't
exactly.
matter. Like, you know.
It's written, it's done.
You can't go back and kill him on the crapper.
That's right, exactly.
You know.
The wiggly finger has writ, and when it has writ, it moves on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, but that's what it is. It's done. It's an absolute. It's done. You can't change it. You can just go be an observer or a fly on the wall.
And maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the whole point, right? So who knows? Or maybe it's every time you go back and you change history, you branch it into a new reality, and that's what the TVA was for in Loki. You know, to snip those branches.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting to.
It's hard to know
to think what really could happen, or what, you know. So I mean, that's kind of the awesome part of these what if episodes, and of course Loki and all the stuff that they've been doing is they're showing all these different timelines and realities and all that stuff. So it's really interesting to see. If
kind of heavy,
yeah. There's a lot to think about in them. So it'll be interesting to see how they, come about with what they're going to do. I don't know. I thought it was a really good episode.
I did too. I enjoyed it. I mean, like I said, it was a bit of a downer in a sense, seeing that he couldn't. But I mean, all things considered, it was a great episode. I mean, again, it went really fast. It was just wow. Okay, we're done.
They all go fast.
Yeah.
They all go really fast. But I mean, that's the fourth one. Apparently, there is 5 more.
5 more. Okay.
Yeah. So there's 9 in the first season.
All right.
So we have 5 more to go. And 5 more. And of course, in the next couple weeks, Shang-Chi is coming out in theaters. Not sure if I will be going to a theater to see that because, of course, with the way COVID has been spreading in New Brunswick.
Yeah.
Again, thanks to them just deciding to go to the green phase and open everything up to everybody and not making people wear masks. Of course, don't wait until the pandemic has run its course and then open everything up. No! So, anyway, yeah. So, I don't know if there will be a review for Shang-Chi. It just may not be once it's released initially, simply because I don't know if we're going to risk putting ourselves in danger for a movie. So
I don't think we should.
I don't think we should either. So
we'll get there.
If something changes and we see it, we'll do the review on it before, but otherwise I don't think that's going to happen until it probably ends up on Disney Plus, which is supposed to be 45 days after it's released. Okay. So who knows?
We'll deal with it as it comes.
And of course, after that, I'm not sure what exactly is coming after Shang-Chi, except for I know the Eternals is coming, and I know the Eternals is coming, and I know Spider-Man No Way Home is coming. So I mean, those are the next 2 movies, but and I know Hawkeye is supposed to be out in the fall sometime too, but I'm not sure the release date for Hawkeye. So, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what's coming.
We'll just take it as it comes.
More than likely, what'll happen is by the end of What If, that'll probably be the end of season 4 for us, because I don't know what else will be coming. Who knows? We'll wait and we'll see. We'll figure it out, but
play it by ear.
Yeah. But anyway, I thought it was a really good episode. It it was really neat to see just, again, how accurate they get these people with the animation.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
Like, man, they get them pretty bang on with how they look. So, they're doing a fantastic job with the animation. And, of course, they can do things in the animated side of it that they can't do live action without spending oodles of cash, right? So
gives them more freedom to do stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. And the fact that they're using the original actors for the most part as the voices, I think, is really good too.
Of course it is. Makes it authentic.
Yeah. I just really wish they had done that with Captain America, Iron Man, and Black Widow. I really wish they had gotten the original actors. Which surprised me that they didn't, because I mean they got Michael Douglas, they got Kurt Russell, they got like Benedict Cumberbatch, they got all these other really big people to reprise their roles. So what was it about them that they couldn't get them to? I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah. So anyway, is what it is. Did you have a favorite part?
No, not really. I just enjoyed going through, watching. Just enjoyed. There's no real favorite part of that one. Just, it was all part and parcel of.
You never have a favorite part. That's what you always say. You never have a favorite
No,
part.
I don't. There's never really. I'm not really one to say, oh, that's my favorite. I just enjoy it for what it is. I'm just, into watching what it is, and I just go. I mean, there's parts, some movies that I'll kind of chuckle or I'll kind of go, ooh, that was sort of hard, or that was sad, or that was whatever. But I mean, it's not like I sit down and go, that was,
Meh.
I'm just
Some
not,
people you just can't please.
No. Well, no, it's not. It's not a matter of not being pleased.
I know. You can't please them with a favorite part.
Yeah. Well, sorry. It's just
Bloody
not my style.
turd.
Yeah. What can I tell you?
Anyway.
Didn't hit a G spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, if you're watching these, love to know what you guys think. Let us know below, and
right
because
down there.
I mean, there's so much about them that's is really interesting. Like I guess, yeah. I mean, I'm enjoying every one of them.
Me too.
It brings me back to the days of the comic. And like in the comic, it almost always ended up in a darker place in the comic too, which is funny. That really fit the whole
Followed
thing.
the whole pattern.
Yeah, and ended up in a darker spot. So, I mean, you never know. I'm hoping that one of these what ifs kind of focuses a little bit on the Ultimates universe. And for those of you that read the comics, you'll know what I mean by that. The Ultimates universe was a comic that they started up where they rebooted the Marvel universe, but they did it as if it was a completely different, part of the multiverse. And it did so well. That's where Miles Morales comes from. The Black Spider-Man and stuff like that. But it did so well that it was outselling the main Marvel Universe comics, and they made them get rid of it. So it was funny. I read an article about that where they were saying how the writers and everything screwed it up and ruined it and blah, blah, blah. And it was like, the reason they did that was because they were told to do that.
Yeah.
They were told to...
make a mess of it.
Make a mess of it, get rid of it because it was doing better than the original one. But I mean, like, they killed just about everybody in it. So,
Welcome to the modern world.
One of those might be kind of neat to see as a what if. Is one of the... Anyway, who knows? We'll see, I guess. But, yeah, the...
all things being equal.
all things considered, it's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it to see what happens in the rest of the episodes. So if you guys are just as excited, comment below, and don't forget to check out our other stuff on superlativeradio.com, and or give us a support on Patreon. You can find the link on our website, superlativeradio.com, and see some unique videos that are there that aren't on any of our other stuff. You can stuff like that. Check out our merch on our website. We've got, if you're into our radio shows, we've got lots of stuff coming there, all kinds of great stuff. So
we're growing.
Yep. We're only getting bigger. Hopefully we'll end up with more things to do.
Yep. More things for you guys to enjoy.
Yeah. So in the meantime, stay safe, and we'll catch you guys for another episode of Let's Talk next week right here on Superlative Radio.
Stay healthy.